Welcome. It is Wednesday, April 10th, the Board of Equalization and Review. And per the North Carolina General Statutes, the Board of Equalization Review must convene to hear appeals for 2024. Any property owner can file an appeal to the board beginning when the board convenes and ends when the board adjourns. The powers and duties of the board can be found in the North Carolina General Statutes 105-322. This year, the board members nominated and voted chair will be myself, Miriam McKinney, and vice chair will be Jonathan Hunter. Prior business or discussion for administrative matters as how we will run these meetings. I'll just note some things, and obviously you guys chime in if there's anything else you want to add. We will make the appellants, every appellant, aware that we follow the Robert Rules of Order. We will also direct that the appellants will speak to the chair and the board members, not to the staff specifically. I will then direct any questions to the staff, not the appellant. We'll have some discussion on this next matter, and this is in regards to virtual meetings. One of the things that we decided last year that if we would allow a virtual meeting, we had two criteria. One being they had to be seen on the screen and we had to hear them. Anybody have any comment? Are you still good with, yes, we'll allow virtual meetings?
Yes.
Okay. Then our meetings will now be live on the Buncombe County Engage website. And Keith, I don't know if you want to maybe give us some details on how that will work.
I don't think there's any change from last year. Our CAPE team will be here to publish these live on the Buncombe County Engage website, just like we did last year. So any resident that wants to tune in will be able to have access to the meeting.
And are those also, they archived so somebody can go back and see, like if they're not, right now, they could watch it this evening?
Yes.
or tomorrow or something?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. One other thing that we might want to just have some conversation about is the length of time that we allow appellants to speak and any other policies or procedures that we want to implement for the 2024 session. I know that in the past, there have been some appellants that it's very redundant. They say the same thing over and over and over again. And so we kind of put a 15-minute max that we would allow an appellant to speak. Does anybody have any comments or thoughts or, a maximum amount of time that we will direct the appellants for, the time frame that they have to speak?
Are you going to do the little timer thingy again?
Yes, we will have the timer, and we can give time based on your direction to begin with. My only request for you and consideration for you is that residents should always have the opportunity to fully speak and complete any presentation that they may have, regardless of the time. But the time frame becomes important often because of what you said. We can get redundancy, and often it needs to stop and then we move on.
Well,
just for the sake of all the other appellants in the room.
That, was because it became redundant, and obviously want anybody to be able to.
But I think the chair has to make that call on a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
If you want to start with a 15-minute time,
okay,
you make that decision and tell us, and we'll start with that, and then you can decide as we move along.
I think it might be valuable too to say 15 minutes, and then there's a 2-minute, that you let the appellant know at the 15-minute mark, and then there's a literally like a 2-minute. You got 2 minutes to wrap it up, and we're giving you all the opportunity we possibly can. But here's an extra 2 minutes. But that that's sort of it after that. Just because we get into a space where there's other people waiting to be heard, and so.
Okay, so I would recommend, just as a matter of order and procedures, that once we get to that 15-minute window is up, let the chair stop the appellant, and then the board make a decision to either continue or not.
Okay.
And make that decision amongst yourself as a board to allow them to continue or not based upon the testimony that you're hearing.
Gotcha.
And then we can extend it based on whatever time you instruct. If you want to say, well, we'll give another 15 minutes based upon, the merits of the case are much more in depth or it's much more complicated or.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Okay, it's a good plan. Anybody else have any comment on that? We will also just, as far as rules of order, just make sure that appellants are aware that they can be asked to leave or removed from the meeting if there's any unprofessional conduct. And we will also make the appellants aware that they're live on the website and being recorded. Any questions, comments on any of that? Keith, there's anything else that I need to address?
No.
Okay. Any new business? Per the North Carolina General Statutes, this board will meet again on April 24th, and we will adjourn the 2024 session. After April 24th, we will only meet to hear timely filed appeals. Any other new business?
None.
So if there is no other new business, I adjourn this meeting at 1:20 on April 10th.
I think you need a motion to adjourn. If you, did we make a motion?
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, adjourn. It is 1:20.